Hello and welcome to the first podcast radio show live from the Exhibitionist in Ware. The Exhibitionist is a place to go if you want to see art, you want to hear and listen to music, or be involved in a movement, if you like. There's a scene. It's happening. It started by two people who own this place. One is called Stella, one is called Alex. And they are both musicians, or they were, and they now have decided to open a cafe that also is a venue that plays music, that is a place where people can come, feel comfortable and join in with what's going on. So today, first thing, I'm going to talk to Stella, who's here with me now. Hello, Stella.
Hello, Jim.
Right, I want to know from the Outcast, what goes in your brain and what makes you start a venue? What makes you go into this business?
I'm a very impulsive person, and I think if I was not, then I wouldn't ever get around to doing half the things I've done. This place became available, and not kind of content with earning between £7 and £8 an hour, I thought I'd chance my arm at being independent and trying something out with some of the skills that I've learnt over the years and things that interest me.
Cool. So, being your own boss, have you done that before? Have you?
Oh, no, I've had projects, lots of community arts projects, and endeavoured to run projects and do things before, like related to music.
Cool.
And art and community arts, and I love food and cooking, so
Yeah, that's one side of it. So this is a cafe during the day?
Yes, it is.
But it's a vegan cafe?
It's vegan vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
There's no warfare around here.
There's no warfare. What's the overall ethos of the business? What do you want the Exhibitionist to be known as or for?
Well, the Exhibitionist seems to be sculpting itself by the people that come in and play music, bring in artwork, or talk to us about the things they'd like to see in their high street or in their town district. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's kind of evolving by itself. We want to offer a platform for musicians to come and play original music where possible. People that can just come in off the street and play the piano or pick up a guitar, mm-hmm. And also provide food that's healthy and affordable, and to be sociable in a small space with beautiful artwork around that changes monthly. So we like to inspire people and give people access to art where they might not have it elsewhere. Yeah.
So giving people access to art, like last night you had a lady who plays cello.
Yes.
Right, and so you would explain to me what happened there, because you were saying to me before we went on air about people getting involved that wouldn't necessarily be involved, and I think that's key to the Exhibitionist, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a small stage, and it's fun to try and squeeze lots of different members of bands in, but it's also a nice platform to have classical music, as we experienced last night. A local boater, Hermione, studied at the Royal School of Music, and we were very lucky to have her offer to come in and play, which would normally be kind of something we couldn't afford to do here, to hire a classical musician. And a lot of the idea of the place is to support each other by making it a team effort for people that come and listen to the music, for the people that are performing and the people that are working here, that all together we might be able to give something back to each other, so to speak. Okay,
so I've been here on several different occasions, and you've had like a jazz night, which I'm not a jazz person, okay? I'm a rock musician, always have been, always will be, but I didn't come here with a negative idea of what I was going to. I went in thinking this is a place I want to be at. I'm a musician. I'm an ex-musician, singer in a band with Alex, your partner. Mm-hmm. He and I have gone around the country and done and made music. What I found about the Exhibitionist is I came here and felt comfortable immediately, right? Also, the strangest thing is I didn't come in here and say, do you know what you need to do is, what you want to do is, you've got to do it this way, because even though you've not done this before, what you're doing is working. People are coming through the door. So what is it that you are doing? Why do I feel comfortable in here? What's the ethos?
I think it's entirely accidental, for a start. There's no design, a business plan to it. I think that the environment that I want to be in, spend most of my time in, is a relaxing, positive one.
Yep.
And people like the space. There's something about the building and its history that make people feel relaxed here and feel that they can let their hair down, that they can spend time in here, that they'll get a warm welcome, that they'll have an interest from us in who that they are and what they can do.
I think that's very true, in as much as that it's not just your punters, give me your money. It's who are you? Why do you come here? What are you know, not in a grilling type way, but in an inclusive type way. And I think that scene is more and more happening. This whole show is going to be done in your place, but also about inclusive businesses, people who can run businesses such as yours that can include things such as, like, there's a business called the Mama Hive in Hertford, and we'll be speaking to them next time. So, you know, if we're all inclusive in these things, you can get a lot further as a group of people than you can singularly.
Yes.
So if we've got different musicians coming in here doing different things, then we're going to find a better way. And if people are more inclusive in the world, you know, be it against veganism, or, you know, whatever, or against jazz, as I was, I found myself enjoying that jazz.
So rather than telling people what it is that they should and shouldn't like, we're more able to surprise people by what they find here and what they find that they like, and offer them an array of genres and interesting new foods and experiences.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, you know, it's an impressive thing, and I'm not saying this because you're my friend. I'm saying this because it is an impressive thing to me that you have the freedom in here to do what you've done. Obviously, you know, I'm slightly biased against everything, but I've seen a lot of people who come in here. You know, they are very comfortable. They usually call you by name. They're, you know, because you've been interested enough to find out who they are and what they do. And that shows, you know, Alex as well, you know, he's the perfect hippie, you know, to do these things. He's interested anyway. And also he likes cider and he likes drinking. And we've both been on many sides of different bars over the years. So I think if there was one message to come from the Exhibitionist to bring people in, what would that be?
You are most welcome. You're welcome here. We want to see you. We want to get to know you. This is a home of sorts. This is a friendship. This is a canvas. This is a bowl of soup, a table to break bread upon, and we want to outreach and get to know people around here and let them know that they can come here and have a nice time, have a good time. They don't necessarily have to buy anything. They can come in and listen to the music, look at the artwork, and we like getting to know people. And you know, you don't have to be the biggest personality. You don't have to have any of what you might think is a talent. We welcome all art, all different genres of music, and offer opportunities where possible to develop your skills as well.
The other thing that should be said is you two are a musician. What's the name of your band?
Oh, I'm in a band called Trojan Horses.
You're in Trojan Horses. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a track by the Trojan Horses right now.
Fantastic.
Hello, Tom Jones here. You're listening to Where's the Exhibitionist?
audience participation.
No.
Hey,
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, Simon Parry is in the Exhibitionist.
Greetings,
Hello, Simon.
Greetings, salutations.
You struck on something when you had a little look around the Exhibitionist.
Yeah.
What did you say to us?
I said, the coffee cups aren't big enough.
No, that was a negative point.
Right, yeah.
It's the positive
No,
point.
it's lovely. It's homely, and you feel welcome here.
You do. That's
Feels
the
homely.
key part of that. So
Yep.
there you go. That proves the point that we were trying to make earlier, that you do feel welcome in it.
Yeah.
So can you explain to the listeners and the seers who exactly are you?
I'm Simon Parry. I build custom motorcycles for Mink Customs, and I'm a local musician.
Cool. I'm interested in Mint Customs, as you know, because I'm wearing your merchandise.
Yeah, represent.
Your ethos is to from scratch, like a donor bike, build up new bikes for customers or for yourself, and then by yourself you have to sell them occasionally.
It should be for customers. It should be constantly for customers. It is. They're all for sale. Whatever we build is for sale, whether I build them for me or not.
Right.
I've just finished a Harley Davidson that was for me, but
And then you've just sold it.
hell yes, I've sold it. Yeah,
Okay. Well, that's the necessary evil to keep the doors
Yeah.
open, I suppose.
yeah, absolutely.
If we're in a situation now, if anywhere business-wise, it seems to be more and more difficult for the man in the street to think about breaking away from being employed, breaking away from companies that will give them a pay packet. Yet a lot of us around here do exactly that. So
Yeah.
what made you, or gave you, the impetus to go and, start out on your own with Mint?
It was that 9 till 5er, and I'm not a brilliant morning person, and I seem to work better if I'm left to my own devices and I'm not actually being told what to do.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
And you'll get more. I get more out of me if I'm just left. I can work till 2-3 o'clock in the morning. No problem at all.
Right.
It seems the independence thing seems to be what I craved, which is what pushed me to do it.
Yeah.
To come out of mainstream motorcycle mechanicing or technician, because obviously I was a technician for Suzuki, Ducati, Kawasaki, and a superbike, and worked away at superbikes.
Yep.
And so that was the push for me was I didn't want to do this. I wanted to be my own, do my own thing.
Yep.
And money is not that important to me.
No.
The only important things I need money for is to pay my mortgage.
Yep.
And to put fuel in my van.
To get to Mint.
Yeah, I don't cry. I haven't got a Porsche. I haven't got big ideas about money. Money is really not important to me. As long as all my bills are paid and I'm not crying, then that's all I need money for.
So hand to mouth works for you. I
And
think
coffee.
Coffee, that works. The only thing about all of this is that we're in a situation. I am the same as you. I have a shop. I have a tattoo shop. Also, I build furniture, and we create things. It's a different side of art, if you like. Motorcycle building. I've seen all of your bikes that you built because I've watched you build these things. And creating something from nothing, be it motorcycles, be it furniture, has to be seen as some form of art. Doesn't it?
I think it's a madness level in there as well, isn't there?
I think
Who'd want to take a perfectly good motorcycle and
cut it up?
Everyone,
don't they? Everyone wants to do that.
Wants to, I suppose.
Everyone wants to, but there's very few that actually can and make it work.
I know. It's like parachute jumpers, isn't it? Who'd jump out of a perfectly good aeroplane?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But that's I don't know. That seems to be my calling.
Yeah.
And no one manufacturer, because I've worked for all of the big manufacturers, no one of them makes a specific bike I like.
Right.
I like the engine out of that. I like the bodywork off of that. I like the brakes out off of that. So I need to sort of take all those elements and put them into the one bike that I like. It is all about me at the end of the day.
Yeah, it seems to be. But then as a bike builder, yes, you have to listen to what the customer wants. But if you're not into it, then it's not going to be... You've got to drive every build that you build.
Yeah, you do. And 99% of the time I can kind of steer them. If they come to me and say, look, I've got this donor bike, or I want to get this donor bike to build this, I can say, well, yeah.
this will work better than
This
this.
will be a lot better than that. Yeah, I can't tell you my trade secrets of how I hypnotise them into building something that I want to build.
Yeah,
but it seems to work.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Is it hypnotism or is it telling people what they do? This is the thing. Live in the exhibition.
Yeah, I just waving at people. Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Obviously, it needs to be said in this show that normally we're going to be live streaming this, so it'll come out through YouTube.
Yeah, never ever bring me on a live show.
No, that's why you're here first. Talking of YouTube, though, your boys who work at Mint Customs, Sam, Tom, Moose, they, Parry Brothers, make a TV show for YouTube, do they not?
Yes, they do, yeah, Parry Brothers, yeah.
So when we're looking at that, does that must help promo? I mean, that must help get customers or brand awareness, if nothing else.
Constantly I've literally, before we started recording this, I'm talking to a guy who said, I've just finished watching the last episode of Mint Customs season 3, blah 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 blah. Right. I've got an idea for a build. So while you're setting this up, I'm talking to him saying, right, well.
Okay, so there you go. On this day, doing this just before you came in, you've got a prospective customer come through that. Yeah. Now, it should be said 3 seasons of television as well. You know, and this isn't a shonky thing. Okay, this is a proper made program. Shonky? Shonky means a bit biscuit, a bit monkey, a bit slapped together.
No, it's proper.
It's good. Proper good filmed, well stuff. Sam, your oldest boy, he started doing all that, did he not?
He did, yeah. He was away with Superbike. And then in between his downtime from working at British Superbikes, he would come to the workshop and have a fiddle with whatever, and then he started making films. And he said, I want to film you guys building bikes. Well, 8-10 months after him coming in, after all the quiet times in between, and especially over winter, he said, I'm going to build a bike.
Yeah.
So he did that. I think it was the BMW.
Yeah, the BMW first one, yeah.
Yeah. And then it was like, then we got offered the barn next door. So we knocked through the workshop. So we have this massive barn.
Yeah.
And he quit Superbike and said, I'm coming here, I'm building bikes full time.
So then Sam and Tom both, didn't they, in the end, said, right, we're going to have this.
Tom by trade is a Sparky, an electrician.
Yeah.
He went, nah,
I'm coming to build bikes. And not only did they pay lip service to building bikes, they did it. They actually build motorcycles.
Oh, yeah, they do.
This is the difference between a lot of people in the world. There's a lot of people who talk about what they're going to do and say how they're going to do it, but it doesn't materialise. All 3 of you now are bike builders under the banner of Mint Customs, to the point where the 2 boys gave up their job like you did. To come in on board. And I think that's applaudable. I think
they're mad.
Well, it's brave. I think I said to them at the time, I respect the bravery, but you have to be aware that there could be failure, but you cannot. Cannot hang your hat on it.
It's like treading on a rake for them, because I've been doing this all my life, and I know where the pitfalls are. I know that if you don't sell that bike you've built in their situation, I'm a little bit more comfortable than them, but in their situation, if they don't sell that bike that they've built, and they can't start the next one.
Yep.
Because it's those funds that fund the next one, to get the donor, to do the frame, to do just soda blasting everything off and sandblasting everything off before you even start on the donor is enough money.
Yeah.
Without even beginning to parts and tyres and chains and sprockets and blah blah blah. And what happened was that they built a bike. It didn't sell straight away. So the money that they had in their pot, which was from their own wages, from their own whatever they were putting into their builds, they decided to build another one.
Right.
Instead of waiting for this first bike to
sell. Yeah.
So there's a little pattern that you need to really stick to.
Sell it.
And they didn't. They fell down. And then all of a sudden, they've now got 2 bikes in stock that are unsold.
Right.
And the best part of 20 grand sitting in these bikes. Yeah. I mean, it's worth a few quid for their time and money, because you don't earn the money along the way. You earn the money at the end.
Yeah.
So you've got the time that you spread out. That's another thing about self-management and being self-employed and going and doing a trade that will suck your time and any personal money that you have to put into it in the first place. You do need to be wary of that. Yeah, I'm saying, junk the world, get rid of it, do your own thing, but you have got to be wary that
you have to know.
Can go tits.
You have to know that the only person who pays you is you.
Oh yeah.
And you also have to know when that payday is coming. And in your business, it's at the end of a bike build if you sell it. Hence, you with customers, different things. But also, I have noticed that a lot of people who do buy bikes from you like what you do.
Yeah.
So they come to you.
Touch wood.
Yeah. So they come to you for your bike.
They do.
So
yeah.
That's a good thing to be doing that, but that didn't happen overnight. I mean, as you said, you've been doing this bike thing your whole life, and now you've emerged to it. The only thing as well with this as well, you're local. You're up the A10.
Yeah, near Royston.
Near Royston as well, and there is a big bike following around here. But the thing about being local to Hertfordshire as well is, do you find that Hertfordshire's a nurturing place for local businesses? Is it a way? Would it matter if you were anywhere else?
No, doesn't matter where you are. We're doing a bike build at the moment. The guy from Germany.
Right.
We did a guy's bike for him in Switzerland just before Christmas.
It's a truly international business.
Doesn't matter. The guy I was just talking to is in Wiltshire.
Yep.
So no, there's another guy in Cornwall that wants another build and said that he's already got the donor bike and he'll drive it up, drop the donor bike. He's in Cornwall.
Right.
I mean, there are other builders down there. There's Bristol Bobbers down. There's all sorts. There's Attitude Cycles. They're all down on that south coast.
But they don't do what you do.
No.
They don't do what Mint Customs does.
No, I'm not quite sure what that is yet.
Thanks. But then when you do find that out, then maybe you won't innovate quite so much anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because you'll change it.
I'm also quite happy to keep flying kind of under the radar, but not under the radar.
Well, under the radar, and as much as you've got your own TV show that promotes what you do, I'm not entirely convinced that that's under the radar. But
yeah, you can't just come and see us. You can't pop in to see us. You can't.
I beg to differ.
No, you can.
Yeah,
you know where we are.
I do know where you are, and that's the other reason why I said you're up the A10. So people, that's the way it's got to be.
Because even Google Maps says we're somewhere where we're not.
Yeah.
So happy
which confused the hell out of me the first time I went there. The other thing as well is that I call my workshop where I make the furniture the bunker, and no one knows where that is because I don't want
that's
human
a secret
beings.
Motorcycle bunker.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I don't want people coming in. I'm not saying that I'm not including people.
You're on your second workshop, aren't you?
Third, thank you.
Third workshop.
Yes, third workshop. This one's for keeps, apparently. Right up until the landlord knocks it all down and puts a house on it. So I've got a few months, maybe. Let's not talk about that.
Oh well, why not? It's all part of being in business, isn't it? What if somebody bought the yard where we are?
Yeah.
And the barn and everything. Gee,
your-
where would I put all that? Lathes, CNC machines, 6 bike ramps.
You got that ridiculously newfangled computery thing. What's that?
Yeah.
What was that?
It's a CNC machine.
It is a CNC machine. What are you going to do? It's not like you can put that in your kitchen.
Nah.
I don't think your good lady would be very happy with you.
No, I took a HGV and a really heavy high-ab just to deliver it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The good thing...
I might just leave it there.
Yeah, have it, mate.
Yeah.
That's exactly what your boss did, wasn't it?
Yeah,
He was
right,
so happy that you could have it, and that's what it is. So I think the message overall is that for independent businesses, you have to have the courage, your convictions, but you also have to know what you're doing. You have to have a vision, or you have to have a plan. Or in the Exhibitionist case, there was no business plan, but there was a feeling they wanted involved in it, which was welcoming, all-encompassing, all art, and everything like that. So, if you've got the bravery to do something for yourself, then I think that's what it's down to.
That's what it's down to. Yeah, it is.
Balls.
It is.
What
and whether
it's
you've
about.
got somebody that's willing to do it with you.
Yeah.
Because a solo effort is never great. If you've got a bit of backup, then I say go for it.
The other thing to be said is also you don't necessarily have to put all your eggs in one basket either.
No.
I own the tattoo shop with Dave, like we're partners in that. And my furniture
and
is the second metal machine. That's mine, but I work with Rick, who does the woodwork for me. So I've split my time between the two. That's not actually anything to do with money. That's to do with sanity and keeping me out of boozers and making sure now I'm not a touring musician anymore, that maybe I've got a focus in life. Yeah. Because obviously, I spend more time at home with my family, my child and my wife and all of this stuff. But, what we want to do...
I got one of them as well.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for backup from the governor.
Well, I mean, you and me both. We both have supportive women in our life who enable us to do what we do, which is very good. Because if we didn't, let's face it, we wouldn't get half.
I'll go and get another one.
Yeah, you just get a trader in, get a new one.
Yeah, get another one.
Okay,
get a fresh one.
Sorry about that, Alison. We're in trouble now, aren't we?
Yeah. I'm trying to backtrack now. Play some music.
That's right. Yeah, what we'll do. The name of your band is
Was.
Well,
Smash.
Yeah, Smash was your band.
Was. Smash. Smash finished. We'd just done an album.
Yeah.
And it was being recorded under the label of Smash.
Yeah.
With Rob Haig on drums, Ed Borrrie on guitar. What happened was the bass player that I replaced 4 years ago, Salve Alessi, both the guys didn't feel it was a Smash album.
Right.
Because Salve was an original member of Smash.
Okay.
And so what was decided was at the end was Rob said, I want to concentrate on my shop, his local shop, which is H-Town Rags in Hitchin.
Right.
Which is an amazing shop. So you need to get up there if you need anything denim, anything clothes, anything.
H-Town Rags.
H-Town Rags in Hitchin.
Cool.
Yeah, they've got 2 shops open now, which is really, really good.
What we'll do is we'll put a link to that.
Put a link to that.
In the comments underneath.
Yeah, that's Rob Hagen, Charlotte Alton. They both run that.
Excellent.
Really good friends of mine. Anyway, he's the original, he's the Smash drummer. He said, look, if we need to tour this new album, I need to step back because I want to concentrate on my shop.
Yep.
And I said, I've kind of had enough of touring for the last 3 years and playing my nuts off for the last 3 years. I want to concentrate on Mint. And then Ed said, I'll take it on as a solo album.
Cool.
So we took it on as a solo album. So albeit, yes, it's Rob Haig, drums, me on bass, and Ed Borrrie on guitars, and Paul Kimmett does some keyboards and stuff on it. There's a couple of other musicians that have finished on it, but
cool.
Brilliant album, amazing album. So happy with the way it's turned out. And it's doing really well. According to Ed, it's doing really, really well.
Excellent.
But it's called What Goes On. It's by Ed Borrrie.
Cool. Well, we're going to play a track from that right now.
Yeah.
So here it goes.
Hello, this is Michael Jackson. You're listening to Where's the Exhibitionist?
I said to myself, never again. When was the rain? I asked myself, when was the rain? Something's changed, and I want this for myself, for me but no one else. When they promised us tomorrow, but their promises were hollow. We're all orphans of Apollo. Lyrics to my songs, my pretty little songs. Why don't you sing along? Why don't you sing along? And I want this for myself, for me but no one else. When they promised us tomorrow, but their promises were hollow. We're all orphans of Apollo. It's 1969. It's 1969. Everything's fine. 3 men have died. Satin fire. That was before forever. Now we are falling together. And the stars you have inside shine. And the stars they shine. And I want this for myself. For myself.
My husband and I always listen to Where's the Exhibitionist? We find it reaches our standards.
So on these shows that I do, right, I like to have a look around the world and see what news we can talk about.
Yes.
And one that caught my eye the other day, actually this caught my wife's eye because she's my researcher who looks for these things.
Yes.
Right, and I thought it was funny. There's, in the independent newspaper, so quite highbrow,
Yes.
and the headline goes, campaign to change the name of fire ants to Spicy Boys gathers pace.
What's a fire ant?
Right, a fire ant, I imagine...
Is it like a hydrant?
No, no, it's nothing to do with water, it's an ant.
So it's not boy ant?
No, not boy ant, no. Oh, hey, look at that. Ta-da! Comedy. Right, okay, it's been a big week for petitions. First one calling for a second referendum on the UK's membership of the EU. Obviously old news. Attracted 4.1 million signatures. And now another one is going viral on a similarly important topic. The rechristening of fire ants to their rightful name of Spicy Boys.
Right.
Well, who thinks up this rubbish? Right,
It's not
for a
very
start.
gender friendly, is it?
Well, no.
Spicy
boys,
things?
spicy
Spicy-
intermediate beings.
Spicy insects.
Spicy
That covers
insects.
quite a lot, doesn't it?
In 2016, there are 36 genders. Beyblade might be a new Olympic sport. Why aren't we calling fire ants Spicy Boys? That's from the change.petition.
36
change.org.
genders?
There's 36 genders. Now, I don't want to be non-inclusive in the whole world, right? But there are two genders in my world and always has been.
There's 34
right?
missing from my list.
Yeah,
somewhere.
well, you know, either penis or not. Okay, I understand that if you don't identify with being male or female, then okay.
Oh, you can do what you like.
Yeah, and you can really. I'm not judging anyone.
Nor am
but I don't understand how suddenly we can go from 2 to 36. What are they all? How do they work? Who decided there were 36?
Don't know.
No, I don't. But, Samuel, my son,
Sam did,
apparently.
yeah.
Okay, so right,
Which is
targeted.
now you can only count up to 9.
How dare you? It's 11 at the very least. Right, it's counting up to 120 now on the thing. Right, targeted at the First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama. This is going back a bit. Right, a petition has, at the first of the right, and brought over 16,000 signees with musicians and reporters around the world backing the campaign. Right, I have to ask this. This is a real thing. This is to change the name of fire ants to Spicy Boys.
Well, who?
Are they not female ants?
Well, yeah, no. Listen, I think. Can I have a look at that?
Yeah.
I think, first of all, you need to establish who first brought this petition about.
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you that, does it?
Well, there must be one person that's gone. I know what I'll do.
Yeah, but
Where is he?
Why did anyone listen to him?
One of the 36.
Yeah, one of the 36. Okay, it's taken far too long for this issue to be dragged into the public eye, one signee commented. The time for this fire, any nonsense to stop has come. Doesn't even make sense. Let's all just... Do you know what?
Yeah, been that.
Right, fire ants are called fire ants because they're fire ants. They're not called Spicy Boys because they don't go on stage and do little dance numbers, do they?
No, that's... Yeah, no, you're right.
Right, I like this story.
I've just had a picture of a little ant in a union dress.
Showing off
and one in a
pictures of her-
tracksuit.
I know what fire ant is.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really want.
All right, in New York, this
Yes.
is by Reuters News. In New York, a performance artist who ate a banana taped to a wall that was an artwork valued at $120,000 said his actions were not vandalism, as he does not regard his snack at Art Basel in Miami Beach, Florida, as a vandalistic act. Okay? I decided in the morning, but I was not too hungry. So I spent another 2 hours to the basil and I ate it, right? This guy makes no sense, right? He's from Poland as well.
All right.
Basically what happened is that there's a guy who makes these artist
He's
installations.
an artist.
Right, and he has, his name is Maurizio Catalan, okay? And he made this piece.
Yeah.
And it was a banana, gaffer taped. We all know what gaffer tape is.
Yeah.
To a wall. The gallery in Florida, Art Basel in Miami Beach, Florida, had sold this piece to an unknown buyer for $120,000.
Right.
So first of all, let's acknowledge that someone has bought a banana, flipping tape to the effing wall for $120,000. Okay?
There's a couple of flip sides. One is that yes, it's art of some description, although the skill level's probably quite... I mean, I can draw better than Picasso, but I mean, I can't sell my pictures.
Yeah.
Like he can. I mean, he can't even get the eyes in the right place, can he?
No.
But that's irrelevant. I get that. I get that part of the art, but the banana taped to a wall, I don't really get. But he has taken time out to put a banana on the wall.
Yeah.
So matey that's come along and ate it shouldn't really have ate his banana, should it?
do
It
you
wasn't his banana to eat, whether it was an art installation or not.
If nothing else, it's theft.
It's theft of a banana.
Theft of a banana. I think we need to take the 120 grand out of the way for a minute and
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
understand that it's theft of a banana.
Yeah.
And also vandalism of gaffer tape, I'd imagine, to get a banana.
You can't reuse it. It doesn't stick nowhere near as good as
No,
the first
it doesn't
time.
stick a second time, does
No.
it? Right. So what then he says, right, in pidgin English, so I won't read it, is, I'm a performance artist. Everything I do is performance art. Is that really a basketball bouncing?
That's a basketball.
Ladies and
bouncer.
gentlemen, that's my wife going to stop my son from bouncing basketballs. When you have a situation where art is ridiculously priced, that really doesn't matter, because that means someone has looked at that artist, it gives it that amount of money that they're going to spend and buy it.
Yeah.
A performance artist then takes apart another artist's work. He claims that he's adding to the mystique of that work.
bollards.
He's destroying it. Yeah, bollards.
He's nicked a banana.
He's nicked a banana.
That's it
right,
at the
he's
end of
stopped
the day.
matey getting 120 grand, and
Well,
no
yeah.
one.
Well, matey
is
now
gonna be
he's,
happy.
he's actually down. He's down to £119,999.50p.
Why? Because you got. He's
Well,
still got the tape.
bananas 45p, and a length of gaffer tape's got to be 5, isn't it?
That's it. That's gone. That's gone.
Right, we sum that up.
Oh,
Next.
right. This tickled me in as much as that the British government, right, said that there wasn't enough differentiation in the people that worked for the government, i.e. they didn't have a full spectrum of people. So they advertised for weirdos.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Right, well, apparently, right, London Reuters, right, so British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's most senior advisor, Dominic Cummings, advertised government jobs for assorted weirdos in a recent blog post, complaining that the civil service did not have enough genuine cognitive diversity. Bless him for using the English language.
Yeah.
In a cover letter beginning, Dear Dom, Yuri Geller, age 73, who you may remember, used to
Spoon
bend
bender.
spoons with his mind.
Yeah.
He said, well, I'm a big weirdo, I'll have it. And then he went on to say, I'm not just a spoon-bending weirdo, I've used my powers to be a spy, and therefore I can help the British government do that.
Oh.
So
Will
not
we
only...
ever find out whether he has or not?
Oh, I don't know. He says in his thing, while many have doubted my abilities, my achievements cannot be dismissed as trickery or illusions, said the Israeli, who became famous in the 1970s for performing telekinetic feasts on television. I'm hungry, I think. My brain is about
Oh, it's a shame there's not a banana on the wall. We are in an art.
I only eat bananas that are worth 120,000.
Yeah.
Right, he said, in my intellectual work, I assisted with Operation Desert Storm, helped to locate secret tunnels in North Korea, and used my skills to erase crucial diplomatic discs on their way to Moscow.
Sounds like a perfect member of our government, to be honest.
Well,
with you.
I think that Yuri's got a point, don't
Yeah,
you? If
yeah.
he's done all these things,
I think you should be welcomed with open arms.
I think also it should be said that maybe him bragging about what he's done for these governments in the light of the fact that, you know, these things are still relevant, maybe he shouldn't do it.
It'll be in a car crash on Thursday, so don't worry about it.
No, that's true. Yes, I'm not the right political merge. I'm going to get off. Right, there we go. Yuri Geller, hadn't merchandised him for a while, so I did that. Last but by no means least, have you ever, right, on the interweb of beauteousness, right, which we are on now,
Yeah.
have you ever bought something that you were completely deliciously in love with and then realised that when you got it, it was misrepresented and was actually a piece of crap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. You bought him on the internet.
You bought Alex on the internet. Right, Alex, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, is the other owner of the Exhibitionist, and is stood at the back after cracking his head on a frame, a wooden frame at the back, and thinks he has concussion. He also is very hungover after last night, so that's it. But look, I'm talking about the internet and buying things, right? There is an app called Wish.
Oh yeah, I know it.
Yeah. Now I bought stuff from Wish. I bought some stuff, and I've got the right things. Now you and I both wear caps, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
And I have bought a myriad of caps off
Yes.
the interweb.
As I have.
Right? But that's why I still wear this thing, which is 20 years old and rotting, because every time I buy one, they turn out to be a contemptible piece of crap. The last one I bought was a shiny silver little thing, and it fitted my head beautifully, but the peak did that. So I became a Nazi soldier in silver lame.
Yeah.
which didn't work for me as a look.
Sounds like a Cyberman, really.
That was it. That was it.
A slightly camp Cyberman.
What are you trying to say? Now.
No.
Oh, no, you wouldn't.
Safety at work. Should have had your PPE on.
Right, so let me tell you this. Mum's bargain buy fluffy rug turns out to be a hairy paper plate instead. So she goes on to Wish, right, and they show you this picture of this beautiful fluffy rug. It was pink too, right?
Yeah.
And what she got through the post was literally a paper plate with some plastic fur stuck on top of it, which wasn't big enough for her 2-year-old daughter to stand on. So, misrepresentation of products on the internet.
No, there'd have been measurements there. She just didn't read the advert.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. But you must have been in a situation where you've done that.
Yeah. I mean, I tried to buy a didgeridoo, but I couldn't spell it properly, and I ended up getting it. Oh, I won't ask that. It arrived in a brown paper bag.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didgeridoo.
It was definitely a didgeridoo.
You got a dildo do?
Yeah. You said it, I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, I didn't. The other day, we got some treat balls for the dogs.
Treat balls?
Yeah, that you squash treats in.
Not to be confused with Chinese balls. They're different.
These are
Right,
like rubbery
treat balls for dogs.
They have got their 2 normal treat balls.
Right.
But I had to make an order up on Amazon. There are other
places
like Wish
to buy
and
stuff.
Banggood
Yes.
and eBay and
There are other avenues available.
And these treat balls, and it looked like you squashed all their food because they thought, oh, that'd be good. I'll get them 2 new ones because they're getting a bit worn out.
Yeah.
And they're rubbish. Right, you can't put anything in them.
You can't put the food in.
You have to put it around them. And I thought, I'm going to get covered in nutty butter.
Nobody wants that.
No,
do they?
dog nutty butter. Don't use human stuff.
Yeah. Obviously, detrimental to dogs' health.
Yeah, it's crap. Yeah, it always happens.
It's
You
not
say
good.
crap on the radio.
Do you know what? The funniest news in the world isn't that funny, but I just thought that everyone can relate to that. Everyone's bought some shonky piece of rubbish off the internet thinking that they found the £1 clue to the destiny of their lives.
It's not out there.
It's not out there.
No.
Let me tell you
like
something.
it's a really, really good bargain. It probably isn't.
You heard your grandmother say this, right? Or your grandfather, or whoever your significant older other was. If it's too good to be true, it's just too good to be true.
Yes, it's exactly that.
Right, that's the end of the news. I'm going to do something that I never do, which is self-publicise. I'm going to play my tune from a solo effort, which was called Self-Made Angel.
Hello, this is Sheila Kuehl, and I know Jim personally, and he's not as bad as he looks. You're listening to Where's the Exhibitionist?
Wrong to think that life is hard, as it's so easy to make mistakes. If we really what we shouldn't do, we'd be able to push the brakes. I'm looking to turn myself around, cause I need to transform completely. If I wanted to stay in the same this time, my life would be done beneath me. if I stuck feathers through my skin. And the long and short of it is, I wouldn't know where to begin. The only way I'd be an angel if I stuck feathers through my skin. And the long and short of it is, I wouldn't know where to begin. Self-made angel, that's what I'm trying to be. Self-made angel, I think they're on my name. Self-made angel, that's what I'm trying to be. Self-made angel, I think they're on my name.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the other owner of the Exhibitionist, Alex, the Hippie. Hello, mate.
Hello.
How are you?
Ever so slightly concussed.
Well, so, okay, let's fill everyone in. We talked about banging head. What happened?
I walked into a door frame, essentially.
Right.
What more can I say?
Brains on floor?
Walked into a door frame, went down like a sack of spuds.
Oh, are you okay now?
I think so. It distracted me from the pain in my wrist, so
Which is gout.
yeah.
That's-
And
yeah.
tendonitis. Yeah.
Right, so I want to hear your side of this. You half own this with your girlfriend Stella. And I want to know why a tree surgeon, somebody who does gardens and fences and stuff outside, wants to own a bar. How did you get involved in that?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It just happened.
Excellent.
This place became available. Stella said, "I'll have that. Let's do something with it." And hence, I am involved.
Did you want to be involved?
Of course, yeah.
It was a positive choice.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, because sometimes our women lead us down a garden path by the nose. But this time, I get the impression, right, I've known you for a very long time, right? We were in Distorted Breed together
Yes, we were.
for our sin. So you were the bass player in that band. We will play a track called Pretty later on by Distorted Breed, because that's the only one that was any good.
Yeah.
So,
I know your song.
thank you, Samuel knows our song. So we
We should have called ourselves the Spicy Boys.
the Spicy Boys, we could have worn
would have been world famous by
pantaloons.
now.
Simon was just sick into his hands in the audience. Okay, so your ethos for this place. I mean, I've heard Stella's side of the story. Well, you know, what do you want to get from this? What do you want to get from owning a venue?
So essentially, my part of this.
Apart from pissed.
Well, this is what we're coming to. My part of this is mostly the bar.
Right.
I love being behind my bar. I love the concept of selling beer to people.
Right. Well, that works well, doesn't it?
No, I mean, really, what I like to do is I've made contact with a few local breweries, and I love to spread the word about these local breweries. For example, we've got Far Brew from Wheathampstead. I use Haddon Brewery. There's a brewery in Hertford called Gold Bear, and I like to sell their delicious beers.
What am I drinking?
You are drinking Weston's organic Wildwood
Wildwood,
cider.
not Weston's. Is it by Weston's?
It's made by Weston's,
Right.
and it's vegan organic cider, and it's delicious.
You know what, right? You know my propensity for cider with fizziness in it.
Yeah.
This has no fizziness, but is yet beautiful.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it?
And also, I've been hammered on this, and it hurts
Yeah,
in the morning
yeah.
suitably, so that's good. You must have payment for your drinking. So, when you have jazz and you have different musicians and you have all these different people coming in, are you inclusive of that? Are you celebrative about all these different types of music?
You remember what it was like, Jim, when we were travelling around the country, playing to Three Men and a Dog some nights, and,
Yeah.
and lots of people other nights. It's nice to have a good venue,
It is
and that's what we're aiming for here. Somewhere
comfortable.
where it's a nice place to be.
Yeah.
Where the people who are here are there to enjoy the music, drink some good beer.
And not be combative. not prove how small their penises are. We spent a lot of time in some dodgy poo holes, didn't we? I mean, playing and stuff. One of which, we should tell the story of the haunted bar. Do you remember that? Right, we are in the middle of deepest, darkest Wales. Okay, I think, was it Wales?
It was Wales.
It was Wales. Okay, right, just get it through. And we're playing to literally no one, apart from the two people behind the bar and whoever the guy who sorted out the tour was, and some other one person who lived upstairs. And we were in a burnt out pub.
That's right.
That was haunted. Yeah, but we played anyway because you would.
The stage was even smaller than the one in here.
Yeah. Okay, so the one in here is what? It's 3 metres by 3 metres. Let's say it's that. This was 2 metres by 1 metre. So I was never on the stage at any one point.
Nope.
And we were drinking. We got all the free booze in the world, didn't we? We got all these cans. And I put my Strongbow can on the bar at the top.
Yeah.
And we were in the middle of singing some song that I can't remember. And I went back to get the can.
And it had gone.
It had gone. But it had only gone to the other end of the bar. And I thought, oh, I'm stupid. I'm drunk. I've forgotten where I put it. So I picked it up, had another swig, put it back where it was. Then I watched the can slide down the bar. And I thought, Jesus, I really am that drunk. Or there's ghosts. Then we heard all the slamming in the toilets, the doors, all the rattling of all the shelves and all of that. And the bloke behind the bar went, oh, you'll get used to that. There's a lot of ghosts. I'm like, yeah, right. So it was just a strange occurrence. But the reason I'm mentioning that is because we were made to feel at home there.
Yeah.
It was a burnt out pub full of ghosts and weirdness, but the guy there was just inclusive of us, gave us everything he could.
Yeah.
Because he realised that he'd forgotten to promote anything and it hadn't gone well. But I enjoyed that. I've never played in here, but if I ever did start playing again or do something, it would feel like a homely place to play.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've got a penchant for country and western music, and I think if I played some country and western here, I might not get as ridiculed as I would, say, at the Corn Exchange.
We've not had any country and western yet, have we?
Country and or western.
And or western.
We've had the what, Stella? I didn't hear what she said. Samuel, what are you doing?
Can I do the what? Can I do the number? Can I choose a number?
Can you choose what, mate?
Number for play.
Oh yeah, when we play it, you can choose a number for pretty. That, ladies and gentlemen, was my son. This is what happens when you record live and you have children. And I enjoy that fact. We're in the Exhibitionist, we're in a live bar, we're in a place where people interact with us, and my child is one of them. So there we go. He likes the song Pretty, and he's...
No, I do not.
Oh, well, okay.
I just like to listen to it.
Okay, that's fine. Right, so basically, so you enjoy being behind the bar.
Yeah.
You enjoy the fact that you can magnanimously welcome people into your establishment. What's the deal with what you sell? Did you move into craft beers because it's what's on point at the moment, or you actually genuinely wanted to do it?
No, it's not so much craft beers as local traditional ales. It's all about the local, supporting the local businesses. Farbrew, in fact, do you remember we met them when we had your metal machine stall at the Hertfordshire County Show?
Hertfordshire County Show. What, yeah. The one where I lost my arse?
That's the one, yes.
Right.
Remember, because they had a stall near us, and that's where we came across them the first time. And,
didn't they buy a flipping horseshoe wine rack?
Possibly, yeah.
And they put all their bottles in it. Yeah. Was that the one with the chili beer?
No, that was another brewery down who were down in. They've moved to Essex now.
Have they?
Yeah.
Traitors!
They're not local anymore.
Bastards. Oh, am I allowed to say bastards? Probably, it's my show and do what I want.
Yeah.
Right, so if there was one message that you wanted to give to people to say about this place, to bring them to come in, what would you say to the public?
Come and buy some beer.
Do you know what? I think, if anything, that's the perfect place to end this first podcast. The next podcast will be a live broadcast. Simon Underground, who is a world-renowned DJ, has promised me that he will come down and he can produce for me. I will have my family here, hopefully Stella and Alex too. Simon, if he wants to come back, he can always come because he likes to talk. He's on his phone. He's always working, Simon.
I'm bigging up yours radio show.
Oh, he's bigging up the show. You can't best that. Right, if you want to find me on Instagram, look up Jim Distortion. Obviously, you found my YouTube channel because you're listening to this right now. We're going to play out with Pretty by Distorted Breed.
Wow.
Here, underneath the undergrowth,
we find Where's the Exhibitionist?
You